DinoSwap is an exchange that lives on the Polygon network. I'm going to give you my review. For many of you like me who are small-time investors or retail investors or plebs, maybe you're looking what to do with 1,000 or less. That's what I have. I have about 800 that's staked here on DinoSwap. Essentially, what I'm looking for is to excavate Dino, which is the reward you get for staking your LP tokens here on DinoSwap. So let me just show you around a little bit. DinoSwap, they have really great artwork, which I think it can catch on. You know, people like dinosaurs, and maybe you think this is insignificant, but to me, this is what makes the difference sometimes of a successful farm. Another important thing that Dino has is utility for the Dino token, so that people aren't just going to farm and dump immediately. Like, of course, some people that will be their strategy, but it's important to have some utility, because it's like, okay, I got all this Dino token. Now what? What could I do with it? Well, they give you tar pit. This is an option. It's flexible in how long you put your Dino in for, but it actually allows you to lock it. So, you know, the more people that lock their Dino, then the less dumping on the market's going to happen. And if you lock your Dino for 3 months, they will give you, they're saying here, 246% APR. That's pretty cool. Again, we got this nice artwork, which people like. Another utility for the token is the extinction pools. This gives you a chance to, again, you're actually burning your Dino here. So think like pancakeswap syrup pools, but the Dino that you start with, that you approve here, as it says here, will be burned, and then you'll earn reward tokens. And we can see here the ROIs that they're presenting. And when we go into details here, you see, okay, we got about a month to go into this extinction pool, and then time until it ends is 3 months. And after that time period, I guess they'll start up a new one, a new extinction pool. So yeah, so we got nice artwork, we got utility for the token, and what that's resulted in thus far is somewhat stable price over the duration of Dino. That's good to see. That's what you want to see. We can take a look here. The circulating supply is only 8 million of the total 62 million. So what's happening with the rest of the tokens? You can go over to the block explorer. You can see here by this icon that a lot of the tokens are in smart contracts. So they're perhaps liquidity, or they're also locked up for a period of time. If you go onto Dino's website, you see that there was investors that are locked up for about a year period, but the tokens get released over time. So DApp Radar is usually a really good resource. I mean, it is a really good resource for projects like DinoSwap. However, a lot of the numbers that are actually happening with DinoSwap, they're not showing up here. And I believe that's because many things that you see on DinoSwap are actually being hosted by other projects, like these fossil farms that I'm in. You do stake your LP tokens on DinoSwap, but you don't add the liquidity here. It's not like Pancake, where it's like a one-stop shop. You add liquidity and then you farm your LP tokens all on Pancake's protocol. For this Dino USDC, you actually have to start in SushiSwap on Polygon network. You would add your liquidity here, then you get LP tokens to your MetaMask, and you farm them over on DinoSwap. Taking a look at their social media presence here on Twitter, they have about 13,000 followers. They had a post just yesterday. This is really nice. A new fossil farm, Dino and ETH. And in this case, again, the liquidity is not on DinoSwap, it's on QuickSwap. So you would need to go over to QuickSwap, add your liquidity, get your LP token, and then you would bring that over here, and then you'd be getting your APR. So the nice thing about this project being on Polygon network, if you're used to maybe Binance Smart Chain and you do claim from your farming rewards, you maybe pay like 30 cents. That's typically what a fee is. It's like maybe 30 cents or $1, somewhere in between that, sometimes lower. But that's about what you're looking at, like a quarter. But on Polygon, when you do excavate, you actually be paying like a fraction of a penny, or maybe a penny, somewhere in that range. Like it's a very small amount that you pay. So you can pretty much excavate or claim your rewards anytime you want. You can do these swaps, in and out. Like let's say if I wanted to say, oh, I don't want to do Dino USDC anymore. I want to go to Dino ETH. I could do that for like probably under 10 cents. Of course, you got to worry about maybe slippage and exchange rates. Like you want to be careful about that, but your transaction fees are insignificant. So, and as I mentioned about the liquidity is not actually happening here on Dino. The same thing is with the exchange. Like while you see an exchange here, you actually, these exchanges are all routed through Sushi, so they're not happening here in Dino. Let me see here. Now, that is along with their Twitter social media following. They also have a Telegram page. Currently has, let me see how many followers. I think it's a similar number. It's 11,500 members in Telegram. It's very active, so you can always hop in there, ask a lot of questions. They have some helpful users in here. There's also step-by-step guides that get posted if you're wanting to get started into DinoSwap. For bridging your assets over to the Polygon network, if you haven't done that before, there's a lot of options. I suggest you go into Telegram group. They mainly advertise X-Pollinate. I personally used Celer, Celer, as my bridge to bring my assets from Binance Smart Chain to the Polygon network. I think that's about all. As far as a roadmap, a couple things mentioned in Telegram. There, it says that number one, we have started working on a DinoSwap AMM. So, potentially liquidity and exchange could actually happen here in DinoSwap instead of being routed out. Second thing is we will soon be releasing a non-burn Dino pool. So that was the extinction pool we were looking at, that when you enter into the pool, you burn your tokens, but they say they're working on one that would not burn. So that'd be real similar to like the syrup pool on pancakeswap. Number three is we are restructuring the tar pits with drastically enhanced returns. So this is with the locking up your Dino. They're saying they're going to give even better returns here. So more incentive for people to lock up their tokens, more incentive for people to hold. That's nice, and less dumping and selling that happens. Number four, we will be releasing gamification products. That could be interesting depending on how they view, gamification. What do they mean by that? Number five, governance is coming. It says DinoSwap is a community-driven project. And number six, lastly, we will be incorporating a multi-chain DinoSwap bridge. This will be a one-stop shop to move around your Dino and other assets as we continue our journey cross-chain. So actually on the home page, you see this DinoSwap Paleo bridge, but it's not active right now. I guess that's what they would like to, but maybe that's further down the roadmap. So that's pretty much my review. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you have some questions about how to use DinoSwap, please leave a comment. Also in the description, I'm going to post some helpful links. I'm going to show you the conversation between two farmers, which I found helpful. That's how I got started in DinoSwap. And we'll see how this goes. This is pretty much my goal, is to leave my LP in or leave my rewards in for about 24 hours, and then I'll claim them. Like the first 24-hour period, I made $19 off of my stake of 800. So I don't have a particular strategy as far as how long I'm going to stay in DinoSwap. I'm going to see, is the team going to continue to expand features? Are they going to continue to expand utility for the token? I do understand that this APR that we see, and you should understand that this APR will change. It'll change daily. You know, right now we see 41 million in liquidity. As more people add, as the price of the token changes, all these numbers can change. So it'll be different from day to day. But right now, you know, 860 is really nice. That's across a year. So if you take that into a day, you're looking at like 2% return in a day, and you can claim your reward immediately for a small gas fee. So if you have any questions or corrections to anything that I said, please leave them below in the comments, and thank you for watching.